Hello, and welcome back to the Summoner's Guide to Final Fantasy XIV. After a lengthy hiatus, in which I personally have done many things, including moving, I am finally returning to recording. One good thing about the present quarantine circumstances, I suppose, so I had plenty of time to get everything I wanted done on my main, but I still want to play, so it's high time I get back to recording. And today we're recording the level 73 story dungeon from Shadowbringers, Dohn Mheg. I'm playing at level 74, and the new ability that summoners get at level 74 is actually a trait that upgrades your Eggy Assault. As you may recall, Eggy Assault 1 previously would give you stacks of Further Ruin that you could use to cast Ruin 4. Now at level 74, I can do the same thing with Eggy Assault 2 as well. I jumped the gun on that, waiting for my party to get everything gathered up here. So now, I'm going to use my Eggy Assault 1 and Eggy Assault 2 to charge up stacks of Further Ruin before I go into my Bahamut stance. And I'm going to use my Ruin 4 stacks as they are instant cast to speed along Bahamut's abilities. The point is, now it's far easier to stack your Further Ruin, and remember you can have up to 4 stacks of Further Ruin, which means you can have 4 charges of Ruin 4 ready at a time to use when appropriate. Trash pulls in Dohn Mheg are pretty straightforward, and at this point most tanks are going to do a double pull as much as you possibly can to get to the next gate. And a little hiccup there, as I forgot, I'm only playing as a level 74 summoner and not a level 80 summoner like I would be on my main, so I don't quite have the entire toolkit for Firebird Trance yet. That will come much later. So really the only thing the biggest thing you want to worry about in Firebird Trance at this moment, which I have discussed earlier, is you want to make sure that you're constantly doing your 2-hit combo of Fountain of Flame and Brand of Purgatory, and weaving in your off-globals whenever appropriate. Now, prior to patch 5.1, your Eggy Assault commands were off global cooldown. On 5.1, they moved those commands to be on global cooldown, so it kind of messes up the dynamic a little bit from what it was. It's simplified, but it means you're going to be using your Eggy Assault like you would any other attack, instead of weaving them into your combos like you did before. It's easier to deal with, but not quite as powerful. Alright, so this boss has pretty standard stuff, but one mechanic in particular to worry about if you're playing as a caster. It should be coming soon. Lamb's Blood, here we go. You're going to be watching for a bunch of little circles. They're going to start small, they're going to perk up with like that, and then they're going to erupt. Basically, you don't want to be near one that's about to erupt. You can be near one that's in the first stage, but don't stand near one that's in its second stage. It'll knock you up in the air and do quite a bit of damage. It still does a little bit of damage even if you don't get hit by its full force. So hopefully... Ah! Oh, you shouldn't have done that, healer. I could have raised you. Yeah, we're probably going to widen at this point. This is a friendly reminder to any healers. If you got a summoner in the group or a high-level red mage, don't release too early. We can raise you. Yeah. Oh wait, why did I get Garuda out? I'm being stupid. Alright. Let's perk up the party here. Alright. Get out of there. Get out of there. Alright. So really, you've seen the mechanics you need to worry about. Really, all you gotta worry about, again, as a caster, is Lance Blood. And the key is, just don't stand next to one of the geysers that's about to erupt, and all will be good. Healer gotta heal, though. That is one thing about this expansion. It does place a lot of burden on the healers. Because even if you're doing this with the Lance Blood mechanic right, you're still going to be taking a fair amount of damage just from the splashes. You're going to be taking even more damage if you're doing it wrong. Candy Cane is the tank buster, if I'm not mistaken. Which sounds like an odd name for a tank buster, but it in fact is. I should start using these. Alright, Lance Blood time. Again, just keep spamming your best attacks. But keep an eye out for all of the things that are about to erupt. We might be on the other end of it. Yep, we are. Good. I've got 4 stacks, good. So I'm going to unleash full force of my fury. Oh, get in on that. Again, with the exception of that Land Blood attack, really nothing you haven't seen before. Though, I do really like this dungeon. It has a few unique mechanics. And when we get to the last boss, there's a mechanic that I love and I hate at the same time. I love the concept of the mechanic, but fair warning, I actually suck at it. So we'll see how it goes. Alright. You doing the full pull? Yes, there's going to be a wasp nest drop and lots of baddies. So we're going to make sure we get everything hit here and start rocking out with Branded Purgatory. That's going to do quite a bit of damage. Unfinal Sting will be something to worry about if you're close to the wasps. This is going to be basically a short-range blind AoE that does a fair amount of damage, if I'm not mistaken. And if you're in close range, those AoE marks are going to be everywhere, and I'm also being stupid. I need to get through to back out. I will admit to being not drunk, but slightly intoxicated. I've had a couple, I'll just say. Not enough to completely lose my faculties, but enough to possibly impair my judgment one way or another on a couple of these fights. I didn't charge up any further ruin. That was a mistake. That was a huge mistake. Okay. Rule number 1. Pay attention to the AoEs. Don't let this happen to you. I don't know if I'm going to get a res or not. Probably don't deserve one. But I'm going to take my own advice and not release yet. Well, we're almost. Okay. Here it comes. Maybe. All right. All right. So now, hopefully, I won't make any more stupid mistakes. All right. So this mechanic, you need to stand in the path of these tethers. You can interrupt 4 out of 5. Make sure that 4 out of 5 are interrupted. It's going to give a growing debuff to anybody it hits. You don't want them to hit the boss. You also want to make sure to have the right summon out. Alright, so now he's going to cast Painted Rune and lock everybody down. You're going to want to kill those, so you're not locked down and you don't get hit by attacks like that. Now you've seen pretty much everything that can happen during the fight. You're just going to see it in different combinations. Make sure you're killing the roots as they spawn, so that you can move when you need to get out of attacks and to also intercept those tethers. I'm going to get over here. Intercept the tether. After you get hit by the second one, which should be right about now, the electric will grow a little bit. It'll help you out. The most important thing is it's not helping the boss out. Now, I'm actually going to keep attacking him and letting my brand of Purgatory take care of the roots. That's why I moved in on him. See, I can actually be smart a little bit tonight. And after that, it's rinse and repeat. So again, mainly standard stuff, but just watch out for the bind effect from the roots. Try to get everybody in together so you get smacked with your AoEs. And be ready to intercept the tethers as they come along. You should only have to worry about 2 tethers. I'll greed on those. I don't think I need it. Alright, moving on. Alright, this time I'm actually going to remember to take Garuda back out. The other lesson for this evening: don't drink in-game, especially if you're playing multiplayer. Again, I don't want to say I'm drunk, because I'm not. But I do have my rum and root beer right next to me as we speak. Again, some fairly basic trash pulls here, nothing to write home about. Hey, I got the earring casting. I don't even know if I need it. Oh wow, well, you know I do. I get everything grouped up on this next limit break. Okay. Okay, good. I do have limit breaks set to my bar. I don't always remember to do that. Alright, everything together, and kablam. That'll hit everybody. And that actually makes sense as request to LB, because we have our DPS are a ranged and a caster, and really ranged and caster LBs aren't really as useful against single targets. They're really best at clearing out a group. And we're not going to have to worry about that against the end boss. Really, despite a few hiccups, including ones from yours truly, this has been a pretty good party. Yeah, I will say that there are some actual challenges in the leveling dungeons in Shadowbringers. It's It's they're not necessarily, they're not, I wouldn't call them hard, but they're certainly not cakewalks. They can give you a little bit of trouble if you're careless. And if you forget to keep reapplying your dots. Codex, huh? That's for Scholar, though, so I can't use that. If it had been the... Summoner weapon, I might have been able to use that. Have I rolled on everything? Yes. Alright, so this guy. Getting my effort back out. This guy is, as I mentioned earlier, he has one crit mechanic that I love the concept of. I just suck at it, and well, let's just see how it goes. But there's some other mechanics you're going to have to worry about too that I will call out as they come. Here we go. Muscle memory is wanting me to push a button that I don't have access to yet whenever I go into Fireburn Trance. Alright, so we're looking for a gaze attack. There it is. Look away, and you won't get turned into an imp. Then, watch out! He's going to face a direction and use Toadquire. Get behind him! This is a pretty wide sweep, and that will turn you into a frog. So once you've managed to avoid those two attacks, put as much damage on him as you can before he takes you into the interesting part. Here we go! Alright. Pray for me. So, how good is your platforming? It better be pretty good, because you're going to need to do some here. You need to follow this path to the end. If you fall off, it's not the end of the world, but you will go back to the beginning and have to start over. So, be cautious, but you don't want to be too slow, or this cast will finish and you will die. But we got two people in here, and I've got my combo going. We're gonna make it. And yes, the healer is correct. This is a nightmare on controller. I would imagine this is a lot easier on keyboard. But if you can get past that mechanic, life becomes so much easier. Alright, so this thing, you've seen something like this before, and you've seen every mechanic he's going to throw at you before. The key thing to watch out for is his flailing tentacles. Oh, and corrosive bile. Get out of the front when he does that. It's a pretty wide sweep, and it will hurt. Okay, watch it. Mercifully, you may see this form more than once, but you'll never see the platforming section again. So if you can manage to get through the platforming section once, you'll be fine. Typically, as long as one player gets over into the radius and is able to attack the harp, typically one player should be enough. Two players will definitely be enough. But try not to fall off. Alright, you're gonna have to watch out. He's gonna do his gaze. There we go, turn around. And then the Toad Choir, watch where he's facing and go the other way. And rinse and repeat. You've seen everything this battle has to throw at you at this point. Got him down to 10. Alright, yeah, Oh, come on. Let's finish him off before he goes back into nasty tentacle beast form. Yeah, we got him. So, there you have it. That's Dohn Mheg. Fun little dungeon. Glad we got through it, despite my complete and utter failing. I'll roll on that. No, I already got one of that. Okay, so that was Dohn Mheg. And when we return, the next dungeon, well, it's not even a dungeon. It's going to be a trial. We're going to be facing off to Tanya. So, until then, have a wonderful day.